Good afternoon, Internet. This is me uh, doing a video on Ladybird, my experience with it, and maybe a reason why we should have it. First off, Ladybird is a completely independent browser that is not based on any other browser. It is built from scratch. It is backed by a nonprofit, no monetization. It's truly independent. It's based on C++, even though they should do it in Rust, which would be more based. The choice was not language is not so much as a technical decision. It's because everything was pretty much ported from Serenity OS, but it's no longer in effect. Like, it's not a thing anymore. And then going forward, they're going to adopt Swift as the successor language once Swift version 6 is released. More background, more if they want to talk, like if you want more information, it's right there. But this is a heavily backed project. I think a lot of people want to see a different browser. They want to see something that is truly independent and, most importantly, a competition to Chrome. Chrome has 66.6% market share. That's a lot. A lot of browsers are based on Chrome. That might be a concern in terms of monopoly. That might be a concern in terms of if Google decides to close source everything and take ownership of it all, then you are essentially left in the dust. They can make their decision based on whatever they want, see as fit, to continue to grow their ad monopoly. They are a business. They are an a company. So obviously their interest is for everyone to use their product as much as possible so they can collect as much data as possible so they look sexy and super awesome to advertisers. I mean, that's generally what Google does. This is nothing new. This is why they give you email for free, calendar for free, storage for free, Chrome for free, etc., etc. Manifest V version 3 looks like an absolute nightmare if you want to block ads. Firefox is no better right now because they are obviously going into a shithole and we have no other options. Obviously, you can fork a lot of these browsers, or forks can happen, but at the end of the day, they are truly not independent from their daddy and or mommy parent company, Mozilla, Google, and or, obviously Apple uses Safari. All these projects are owned by tech monopolies, and they have the ability and the will and the legal and the monetary reason to close source any of these projects and take them away, thus leaving you in the dust and then trusting one of these companies' black box web browser. The web browser is essentially it's like the biggest view into your life. Your web browser probably knows more about you than your friends. You probably search stuff on the internet more than you actually know, and it probably knows. You ask it questions that you would never ask an actual human being. So that's just something to think about. We're giving a lot of insight to who we are as people just through the web browser, and everyone uses one at some point in their day and in their life, as long as they're on touching the internet. This is why Ladybird is very cool and a very interesting project. It's supposed to be a brand new browser and web engine driven by web standards first approach. It aims to render the modern web with good performance, stability, and security. From its humble, beginnings as an HTML viewer for the Serenity OS hobby operating system project, Ladybird has since grown to its cross-platform browser supporting Linux, etc. This is something that I was interested in, and because of how bad all web browsers are, I hate all modern web browsers. I genuinely just pick the least worst one that gives me the best experience and maintains my security to a certain degree and my privacy to a certain degree. That is like all a personal perspective. I have different browsers for different use cases, but I wish we had something that was completely independent and its own thing without having the worry of all the other browsers collapsing because they decide to turn it into a black box and take control over it. I compiled Ladybird myself. I just went to the website. I went to their GitHub repo, followed the documentation. It was a bitch, and it was kind of annoying. it so far works okay. It is kind of obviously bare bones because it is not meant to be used as a main web browser right now, but I do like testing it. YouTube works, sound works. I'm trying to use Nvidia's more because I fucking hate ads, and I hate that YouTube, anytime I run a VPN, it makes me sign into my account. I don't always want to sign into my YouTube account. It's kind of annoying, but you can test it right here.
Sometimes you got to make sure you got to watch for the sniper looking at you. Yeah, Rockstar's lawyers
my favorite
too
gamer.
Kindly,
it's obviously low resolution. That looks like 280p, but I'm not super worried about the performance. This also might be Nvidia's. This might just be a me thing, but I'm not so worried about the performance. YouTube works like pretty decent. I mean, we can look up just something really quick. Robert Elder Software, our favorite software dev. My favorite Linux command, just to chill code stream. Some stuff is really, really, really slow. Obviously, I'm not critiquing on its slowness because that would be fucking insane. This is more geared towards developers, and that's for 2026. It's going to be an alpha. I mean, that's a whole year out. But surprisingly, it's decently usable. Your browser mate can't play this video. I played something the other day, I could have sworn, like on YouTube, where it would play. But if it doesn't, for whatever reason, you have Nvidia's and it works. I mean, that's kind of nice. It might play right here. It might not. Other websites work, but it's kind of annoying. Like when you do HTTPS / you have to type in the whole thing. So I just go to duckduckgo.com and it pulls up, and now I can search favorite recipe. Favorite rice crispy treats. Wow. Interesting. So obviously things search well. This isn't playing. It was playing. Maybe it's because I'm recording at the same time, but I did have something play. But if this doesn't work, you have front end options. It's still kind of slow. Hey, it's Mental Outlaw, Tech Lore, and all great people on this free open source front end. The hated one, nice. That respects your privacy. Obviously, web crash. That's okay. This is the point that I'm kind of driving home, is that obviously this is in pure development, and this shouldn't be a reflection of the project, but it's working, and that's what's important. It's like, this is kind of cool. It's working a little bit better than I thought it would, minus I have to type out the whole website. But obviously in the future that will be better. Let's look for garlic bread, banana bread. Banana bread recipe. I mean, I personally wish Gemini capsules were a thing personally, but whatever. Obviously, it's getting some web crashes. Maybe it's because I'm like recording this at the same time on my PC. That could be very well it. Which is kind of weird. Like, though it does work. It like works surprisingly like decent, and then it crashed. Thus taking away my actual point. But nonetheless, it's obviously in development. If you want to be able to do the build instructions, they have really good documentation right here. They tell you how to do it for Debian, audio support. My audio worked fine. I listened to a video. OpenSUSE, Void Linux, NixOS, Windows, unfortunately, and they tell you how to build. How to build it. So there's definitely a lot of hope for the future, and I'm glad like something like this exists. I hope it continues to get financial backing, and it doesn't get turned into a pile of shit like the rest of the browsers. Like I said again, I wish Gemini capsules became a thing. because it was truly like a really awesome way into the future of like just like very private way of browsing. Obviously, just now you got to kind of like pick your own browser. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video.